is broadcasting, and I am recording local.
Recording local. Let me change my gain real quick.
Check, check, check. Testing, testing. Okay, it looks like there's some latency on this, so I don't want to. I want to make sure I nip this in the bud now. This is the first time I've actually recorded live on my my Razer Blade. Where do you even get to like your settings on fucking preferences? Audio hardware. Check, check, check. Testing, testing, testing. Oh, the fuck. Where is... Check, check, check.
Mate.
Testing. Hello. Hello.
There.
Check, 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 check. It's like, you know what it's doing is when I start recording, okay, now it looks better. It was, I would say something, and then I would see the waveform show up like a second afterwards instead of recording live time. So, all right, I am good.
Yeah, I'm good to go too.
All right, one counter down.
3, 2, 1.
3, 2, 1. Hello there. Welcome to episode 15 of Hello There, a Star Wars podcast, your show for all things Star Wars. My name is Anthony Palm, and with me, as always, is my good friend Nate Hicks.
The force is strong with this one.
Yes, so we're back. We got some stuff to talk about this week. Not a huge news week. I know we try to not keep it news related, but I've just been really, really busy lately. So unfortunately, I haven't had time to kind of flesh out, a crazy complex episode. But we are going to be talking about some cool stuff. Specifically, I'm going to give my thoughts on Thrawn. Nate and I actually recorded an episode with both of our thoughts, kind of, talking spoilers for Thrawn, and that audio didn't really
work.
Didn't work. So we ended up scrapping that, and Nate did his hyperspace chat last week. So I'll talk about what I liked and didn't like from that. We're going to talk about our reactions to the Star Wars Resistance trailer that dropped the other week, and also we're going to discuss two actors that I am really fond of that are joining episode 9 that I'm sure Nate likes as well. But before we kick things off, Nate, how you been? I know it's been a little bit. I know it's like I said, I've been crazy busy. I think you've had stuff going on too. So yeah, how you been?
That's been good. Finally kind of starting adjusting to a comfortable role with my job. Getting kind of used to the paces and things like that. But something that I haven't told you about yet, everyone who's listening, if you have an Instagram and you like, the custom lightsaber scene and things like that, go follow KR Sabers on Instagram, because this dude, first off, he just made a custom lightsaber for Post Malone, which was pretty cool. But also, he makes a bunch of other props that are like screen accurate. And so he's got a couple videos that he just posted of like a thermal detonator that has the same functions that are in the movie, and like lights and sounds.
Click it back and stuff.
Yep. Like you slide it and it goes do 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 do, and like he twists it and it starts doing the like it's live countdown.
That's cool. That's
it's super cool. He posted. He's a really talented saber maker, and he posted one. I think it was like in short supply from someone else, but I also found this interesting. We see a lot of different custom saber designs from like Saber Forge and Ultra Sabers. Why is it that no one makes an Attack of the Clones Anakin saber? Like the only one that I know of besides maybe
No one
one.
even remembers what it looks like, honestly.
I didn't either, and I saw it and I'm like, that's actually really cool. Like I kind of miss that saber.
It's the same thing with like Obi-Wan's original one from Phantom Menace, the one that gets kicked down the shaft.
Yeah, but
I remember having the, you know, like the like crappy toy ones where you like you have to like whip it out and it's like the one that slides out in like the different pieces. And I had that when I was a kid, and then when I got older, I was like, how come Obi-Wan doesn't have that anymore? And then it was like, oh right, it got kicked down a shaft.
Yeah.
And then Qui-Gon's too. I wonder what happened to Qui-Gon Jinn's lightsaber. You know, because Obi-Wan had it. Yeah. And then what, did he just throw it in a vault? Did he like have it for safekeeping? Did he take the Kyber crystal out of it, but then his lightsaber was blue, but Qui-Gon's was green? I don't know. I thought it would have been cool for him to bring back Qui-Gon's. You know what would have been cool? And I'm not saying the way it happened, like the way it happened, I'm totally happy with. I'm not like, complaining, but it would have been cool if Obi-Wan had the green saber and Qui-Gon had the blue saber, and then Obi-Wan inherits Qui-Gon's blue saber, and that's how he gets the blue one in A New Hope. But then we also see Obi-Wan loses his saber again in Attack of the Clones, so whatever.
Yeah, that's fair. But even still, like both Qui-Gon's and the Phantom Menace Obi-Wan are designs that a lot of people use and love. But like Anakin's original saber is just really kind of cool because it's like what's the word I'm looking for? It's like the prototype version of his Darth Vader saber. Like they're almost exactly alike.
Right.
And so
because there are similarities to his, like to Luke's, like the one he has in Revenge of the Sith that Luke ends up inheriting. There are similarities from that to Darth Vader's, but in less of a direct way, more of just like it's influenced by that.
Yeah.
Like Vader's has the black kind of like half piece going around the top, whereas Anakin's when he's Anakin, it's like it was made of metal, but it kind of still goes around the top. You know? But that's cool. And just also, we are not sponsored by anyone this episode. That is Nate just genuinely sharing his
excitement because it was super cool.
So anything else going on? Do any fun and listen to any more books or anything? I know you have finished Star Wars Thrawn Alliances, which I have not finished, so we're not going to do spoilers for that yet.
I finished Alliances a couple weeks ago. I downloaded Dark Disciple because I haven't listened to it yet. I haven't listened to any more books, but that's I think the next one that's going to be on my list. But this is very nerdy. This kind of I mean, it's kind of one of those ancillary things that I never thought about. I've also been watching more Clone Wars. I am like almost done with in the chronological version, I'm almost done with season 1. Like I think I'm 4 episodes away from finishing that part until it goes to season 2. Right. But I was thinking about Asajj Ventress the other day because I was kind of like shopping around for like different hilts and just I was bored one day. And I was like thinking, I started looking up some cosplays. I remember when Hasbro did that run of the Ventress from Clone Wars, her saber, the square curved hilts. You notice how, I could be totally wrong on this, but I think this is right. You notice how that has that like line across the hilt, like it's a solid straight line across the hilt, even though it's curved. I think that's how she holsters them. Because if you look, like whenever she's not wearing maybe when she's wearing the skirt or the bottom piece that she wears in Clone Wars, they're like right in front of her and they're like kind of stationary. And I know that there's a CoverTech clip on the sabers, but I think that's how she holsters them. Like it's just like a rail system that's like that
with the little blade, not blade, like the little metal thing that comes out, kind of like
yeah, like it's the curved hilt, but there's like a straight line that goes across the hilt.
Right.
So
right. Yeah, it's like a little metal rail, like you said.
Yeah, maybe it's like a rail on her belt that she goes like that. Because like I know all the other ones have like a CoverTech clip that it like clips onto the little piece. It's just one of the things. I really
like Ventress's saber. I like how she kind of combines them, but it's like kind of like wavy instead of straight.
Yeah, it's really.
That was pretty cool. But it reminds. It's cool that hers kind of reminds me. It's almost like a hybrid of Qui-Gon's and Dooku's.
Yeah. Because Qui-Gon has that cylindrical.
And it's got like the black pieces on it. Remind me of it. You know?
Yeah.
But I love Dooku's saber. I know it's totally impractical and dumb looking, but I love his saber.
Well, it fits with his character, like him being it's Serenian, right? He's a Serenian?
Yes, he's from Sereno, yep.
Sereno. So it kind of like it's very regal looking and it fits his.
It does. It looks like he's like a master swordsman, you know what I mean? Versus just having like, it's less of a weapon and more of like a piece of art, I guess.
Yeah. Which going to it, I really like Dooku in the first few seasons of Clone Wars. Like I liked him throughout the Clone Wars run, but the episodes, like the arc with him and Anakin and Obi-Wan when they get captured.
I love that episode.
Yeah, those episodes are great.
It's so good when they have to work together. That was they're captured by Hondo, right?
Yep.
Yeah, that was a great arc. Great arc. Yeah, but just seeing the three of them like sneaking around. Yeah, like it was so funny because then you think like, oh man, this dude's about to get his head chopped off by Anakin in like a couple years.
Yeah, it's like you don't even know what's coming.
Yeah, exactly. It's so funny.
Yeah. But I do forget that there's a lot of really good stuff in season 1 of Clone Wars. Like Lair of Grievous is one of my favorite episodes in that season. Like because I love Grievous as a character, and I've said before that I really wish there was more canon lore on him. Like they kind of in the canon version of Grievous, they've basically cut and dry what he is. But in the Legends stuff before,
he was like a war chief or something that he became obsessed with power, so he started modifying his body to become.
Which is basically the same in the canon, but it's not nearly as extensive as the original.
Right. Yeah, the Legends version of Grievous had a lot more detail behind how he became the like amalgamation that he is now.
Yeah. But did you notice what I think I texted you whenever I was watching the Downfall of a Droid episode? Did you see what I was talking about? How like awful.
Now, which episode was that again? Was that the is that the one when Onaconda Farr tricks Padme?
No, that is
because I do think I just watched it, but I'm trying to remember exactly what happened.
Anakin. The caption on Netflix is Anakin must find the missing R2-D2 before the Separatists discover the Jedi military secrets locked in his memory banks.
Yes, yep. Because then, because Obi-Wan is like, you didn't wipe R2.
Yeah, well, it was so interesting because, like, even in the chronological order that we're watching it in, all the episodes leading up to that one had very good pacing, very good they didn't seem very kiddie. But you hit straight to Downfall of a Droid, and it looks like it was made for Cartoon Network, and the animation doesn't even look finished. Like, there's a lot of inconsistencies in that episode, and I actually skipped that arc because I'm like, I'm just not going to watch it. Like, I don't like.
Yeah, I don't think there was anything super important in it. Anyways,
no, it's honestly not. It's not.
I just can't wait to get to the. I don't remember what episode it was, but it's the episode where Ahsoka. I don't know if it's when Ahsoka gets captured or she gets poisoned or something, and Anakin like goes full on Darth Vader on the guy that like has like he's like, tell me where Ahsoka is, and he like straight up force chokes him, and like the music gets really dark, and like you hear like the kind of like the kind of atmospheric noise you hear when anyone uses the force.
Yeah,
like that gets like really loud. I don't remember what arc it is, but it's like that moment. I was like, oh man, the Clone Wars is the real deal.
That kind of happened in Blue
episode
Shadow,
is where I was like, man, the Clone Wars is so good.
Yeah, that kind of happened in Blue Shadow Virus, but not to that extent. I remember he was like, I can't remember a lot of the names in here. I just don't remember. I remember he was threatening him with a lightsaber when Padme and Ahsoka were trapped down there with the virus, but I think that's probably in season 2.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Ryloth.
Season 2 is so good with the bounty hunters and stuff. There was that weird Zero the Hutt arc with Sai Snoodles. Oh my god, don't get me started on Sai freaking Snoodles.
Oh my god.
But aside from that, actually that specific arc I think was way later.
Yeah,
Zero goes to Nal Hutta to hide, right? And then he like has a hidden rocket ship or something that he goes to. It was weird because Zero goes to see his father or his uncle or something. And then I don't know. It's very, very bizarre. That one specific arc, I'm like, what is happening right now? But everything else, I really like.
I really don't know.
Yeah. So speaking of Star Wars animated stuff, like we said earlier, we're going to talk about the Star Wars Resistance trailer. So there's not a whole lot to talk about. I mean, we're not going to do a frame by frame kind of breakdown, just kind of give our kind of raw feelings on it. But what did you think of it?
I thought it was cool. I can see the concerns that some people have had with the animation style and what was shown in the trailer, but I'm also a common sense adult in 2018, and I understand what Disney's trying to do with Star Wars, and I understood what they were trying to do with The Last Jedi. So I think my thoughts with The Last Jedi are the same as the thoughts with Resistance. They are trying to build this new generation for they're trying to build Star Wars for this new generation to follow like what we grew up with. It looks really cool. It kind of reminds me of some like older 3D anime that I like, not Code Lyoko.
Yeah, it's like that 2.5D kind of animation.
Yeah.
Where it's not CGI like the Clone Wars, but it's not a completely flat animation. I kind of like it.
I think it's beautiful. Like the style looks super cool.
I don't watch any, like everyone's comparing it to like Ben 10 and shows like that. I don't watch any of that. So not like for any reason other than I just don't watch it. But I'm not tired of that art style because I haven't watched any of the other stuff. So I think it looks cool. I'm okay with it. I'm fine with it. I'm glad that Clone Wars, which they are officially calling it season 6 now, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
So are they calling it season 6? I don't remember. But I'm glad like Clone Wars clearly is staying, the art style that it's been. It's not like they're changing that. So
right.
This show I think is clearly kind of aimed at younger children. It's almost like the Freemaker Adventures or whatever that's called, like the Lego TV show,
Yeah.
Only that's like clearly non-canon. But
Right.
this is canon, but I do think it's going to be a lot more lighthearted. And especially like you can't like because we know what happens to the Resistance in episode 9 or episode 8 rather. And hopefully we know what happened to the Resistance in episode 9 because hopefully it's the rebellion, but that's another conversation. But yeah, like we know like some stuff goes down, so it's like where is this kid during Force Awakens and Last Jedi? Like the main character. So I don't know. So I think it looks cool. I like the premise of it. He's playing like a spy.
Yeah. So I wonder if something happens in the Resistance cartoon that I don't think they will, but what if they introduce this character in the cartoon and he's a main character in episode 9?
No, I don't think so.
It's just one of those. What if they pull that out of the hat?
I'm sure people have that theory, but yeah, there's no way that they will take like a secondary, because for all intents and purposes, the characters in the animated series that aren't like Anakin and Obi-Wan and Padme, they're all secondary characters. No matter how important they are in that series, in the overall universe of Star Wars, they're basically a secondary character. And I love a lot of those characters, and I personally would like to think of them as main characters. You know what I mean? Like Kanan and Ezra and Sabine and all them from Rebels. But they're not showing up in a live action movie. Right. I personally don't think. I think that they're going to keep it. I think episode 9 is going to be... I don't know, man. It's so crazy thinking about episode 9 because part of me wants to think like JJ has to streamline this movie. It has to just be just pure Star Wars, and they can't go too crazy because they went really crazy with The Last Jedi, and whether you like it or didn't like it, it was very different. But at the same time, there's so much to wrap up in episode 9. Episode, you know how I feel. I feel like The Force Awakens really was like a prequel movie, and then The Last Jedi felt like the first movie of the trilogy.
Yeah. That's kind of what I liked going just real quick, going to secondary characters. That's kind of what I liked about the fact of, I guess, spoilers, whatever, even though we talked about it, that Ahsoka was in Rebels and she is in the position she is in Rebels, because I'm like, oh, this person that was an important character in Clone Wars, you're continuing on with her story and making her a more important character. And I really, really like that because I think Ahsoka's great as a character. I wish
that's why I love Rebels so much, is because those characters like Sabine and Hera and Ezra and Kanan and oh my god, I can't remember his name. Well, I can't remember his name. The guy that was based on the original concept artwork for the Wookiees.
Are you talking about the? Oh God!
Why can't I remember his name? Oh my god!
Hold on.
I feel so bad. I can't remember his name. Oh my god, this is terrible.
Zeb.
Zeb Aurelius, the Lasat. Like, I remember the race and everything. I feel so bad that I couldn't remember that. But like, I love all those characters, but it also uses them to tie in Clone Wars stories, which I won't. I mean, obviously, you know about Ahsoka, but I won't spoil any of the other stuff. But there are like a bunch of Clone Wars threads that kind of continue into Rebels.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I love that.
Yeah, so Resistance definitely looks cool. I'm not going to make the same mistake I did with Rebels and not watch it because I thought it was going to be too kiddie. So I'm definitely
because now it's expensive to watch Rebels.
Exactly. So now I'm going to try and catch up as much as I can on Resistance. But I do have really high hopes for Resistance simply because they're tying their main characters from the new trilogy to this show. Like, you know, you've got Oscar Isaacs playing Poe Dameron. You've got Gwendolyn Christie.
I have a feeling he's going to be in like 1.5 episodes.
But still, the fact, like, it shows that they're putting an effort towards the show. Like, if those characters weren't tied to it, then it would kind of make me feel like, oh well, you know, maybe it's not as important. But I feel like they're trying to build some importance to it, to the new canon.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, Resistance looks cool. We'll keep an eye out for that. Make sure you set it to your DVR because, yeah, I don't want to deal with the whole Rebels thing is a nightmare because we don't even know, is Rebels going to be on the streaming service? We know Clone Wars is because obviously the new season of Clone Wars is going to be on the streaming service. We don't know for a fact if Rebels. We just don't know. Maybe there's a TV deal with well, I guess it's on Disney XD, but I don't know. We'll see.
There's no reason why it shouldn't be because, I mean, I don't think they sold any license to Rebels to anyone like they did with the main trilogy or the main saga to TNT. So I don't think that's any kind of issue.
Yeah. Well, I forgot it was in its entirety. It was on Disney XD. It's not like Clone Wars where it started on Cartoon Network and then moved to Disney XD. But I think they just straight up own the rights to it now once the Netflix deal expires.
Yeah.
Yeah, so keep an eye out for Star Wars Resistance. That's coming out sooner than we think, actually. When's that coming out? October? November?
In one of those months. It's coming out this fall.
It's soon. I don't remember exactly, but it's soon. But so let's talk about 2 additions to Star Wars Episode 9. Both individually made me like super excited. And then like coming to realize that both of them are like in the movie together. I don't know if their characters have anything to do with each other, but so the 2 actors are Dominic Monaghan, who played Mary Brandybuck, and Charlie from Lost. Mary was from Lord of the Rings, if you didn't know. And the other actor is Matt Smith, who played Prince Charles in The Crown, and also was brilliant as the 11th Doctor in Doctor Who. So yeah, what do you think of these 2 castings? Do you have any inkling on who they're going to play? What are your thoughts?
I really don't know. Based off of my knowledge of both of these actors and the characters they've portrayed, I feel like Matt Smith is going to be someone of importance with the First Order, and Dominic is going to be someone with the Rebellion, if I was to take a guess. But I'm with you. Like, see, I like Matt Smith apart from Doctor Who because I'm not a big Doctor Who fan. So I've liked other stuff that I've seen him in, and I like him very much as an actor. But the one I was obviously most excited for was Dominic. Is it Monaghan or Monaghan?
I thought it was Monaghan. I don't know.
It's probably Monaghan. Is he
Australian or he's British or I don't know.
I think he's British. But it was kind of getting on my nerves. Like, obviously, most people probably know him from Lost. But whenever everyone was talking about the casting, it was like, yeah, it's the guy from Lost. And I'm like, no, it's Mary.
Meriadoc Brandybuck.
I mean, he was also in Origins, but we don't like to talk about that a whole lot.
X-Men Origins Wolverine. I don't even remember that movie. I tried to black that movie out of my memory. He was in that.
Yeah, he was.
Who did he even play?
Bradley, the guy who turned off the electronics.
Oh yeah, I don't know. That movie was so stupid.
But But besides them, all the casting they've brought, like they've announced for episode 9, makes me feel like this movie is just going to be incredible. I mean, of course you have Billy Dee coming back to play Lando, but you also have Richard E. Grant, who we've talked about before,
who was confirmed to not be playing Thrawn.
Yeah, if anyone was going to be Thrawn, it was going to be him.
Matt Smith also not confirmed to be Thrawn. Although I did say to you, I thought Matt Smith would play a perfect, like middle-aged Thrawn, or not even middle-aged, like 30s Thrawn, like Imperial original trilogy era Thrawn. I think he would be perfect. He has the voice, he has the weird shaped head. You know what I mean? I think he would be so good. But
I would agree.
Clearly that's not.
You'd actually text me about this, and we had like a 5-minute conversation about it, and it kind of got me thinking. I 100% don't think Thrawn is in episode 9 in any way.
No, I don't think so either.
But
that would spoil the. There's something that happens with Thrawn at the end of Rebels, and we don't know how it resolves.
Right.
So unless they want to also bring back another major character from Rebels, that would make his debut as well.
Yeah,
I don't think that's happening.
But if he was in there, he would definitely be some sort of like retired like advisor to someone. Like he would be. I don't think he'd be a hermit, but
I think he would just be back with the Chiss ascendancy. Honestly,
yeah. But I don't know who these characters are going to be, but I just have a feeling that this is starting to line up to be the movie that we all want, or hopefully most of us, if not all of us, want.
Yo, this will never happen. This will never happen in a million years. But what if Richard E. Grant was playing Eli Vanto? No. I would lose it. I'd be like, that's it.
Dude, if
everything there's to see in the Star Wars galaxy.
If I'm in the movie theater and someone says Eli Vanto, I'm gonna be like, what the hell is going on?
Of all characters, of all ancillary characters to bring in, Eli Vanto, why not?
I mean, technically, he probably would have gone to the rebellion.
Wait, hold on. Hold on. Wait, here's a case. Because where is Crate? Is Crate in the Outer Rim?
Maybe.
I'm gonna look Crate up real quick, because if Crate is in the Outer Rim and they sent a distress signal out and no one in Imperial space,
dude,
or in Republic space heard it, but they heard it in deep space, beyond the Outer Rim in dark space, and the Chiss are like, "Hey, what up? You need help?" And then Eli Vanto is like, "Hey, I used to be part of this empire."
Don't play with my heart right now. That would be so.
That's cool. Like JJ, call me up.
Yeah,
call me up, JJ. I got you.
So I'm not gonna spoil this, but at the end of Thrawn Alliances, like they, in the beginning, okay. So at the beginning of the book, Thrawn and Vader are sent on this mission to find this disturbance in the Force that the Emperor felt. And so in the end of the book, you find out what it was. And it's not what I thought it was. And it could be one of those things that it's very ancillary. Like it could just be a self-contained, oh, that makes sense in the context of the story. But it could mean something for what we're talking about as well. I don't think so, but I feel like you can rope into what we're talking about the whole thing. If Crate is in the Outer Rim, they send out that broadcast. Dude, that would be so.
That would be a remote sector of the Outer Rim. Now, are you talking about the Yuzong Vong?
No.
Do you think that the Yuzong Vong will ever become canon?
In no way.
No. Not in any facet. Not even just like they found like a dead one, like how they found like a dead collector in Mass Effect 2.
No, because they didn't even, that's not something they even focused on in the prequels of why the Emperor rose to power.
That's the thing is like Timothy Zahn, he's killing me. Where he's always like, the Chiss are worried about worse things in the Empire in deep space. It's like, but what? Is it the Yuzong Vong or what? Like, what are you worried about that's so dangerous in deep space? Tell me if it's the Yuzong Vong.
Now, we could get an answer about Snoke, because didn't they confirm that Snoke is from the Outer Rim?
Yes.
The unknown territories of the universe?
Yes, that is true.
So
Snoke is actually Thrawn.
Yeah.
Snoke is actually Thrawn, and he was worried about his appearance, so he bleached his skin so that people wouldn't know that he was a Chiss.
He's the Star Wars version of MJ.
Yeah, we're not going down this rabbit hole. Nope. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Do you think there's going to be even a mention of Snoke outside of just a in passing moment of like, well, Snoke's dead, so now it's Kylo. You know what I mean? Like, do you think he's even going to be part of this movie?
Yeah, because I feel like he's got to give some answer about Snoke. Like,
because Andy Serkis is not confirmed to be in this movie. That doesn't mean he's not, but he's not confirmed.
Ever since the Arkham Knight, that means nothing to me. Like,
yeah, but that's a video game, though.
No, but we've talked about this before. Like, it's Mark Hamill. I know that has nothing to do with it, but
they also called Khan John Harrison for 8 months when promoting Into Darkness, and that was also J.J. Abrams. So
yeah, so they've got to give. I mean, because J.J. built him up to be this ominous, mysterious character, and everyone for
and then Rian Johnson is like,
so yeah, forget it. So I think he's got to give. I think J.J. is going to spend some time. Excuse me, I just burped in the mic. I think J.J. is going to give some answers to the questions that he raised in this movie, but also give a. Do you think 9's going to be a finale?
They confirmed that, right? It's the finale of the Skywalker saga.
Trilogy. Yeah, but they can end the Skywalker saga in this movie and it not be a finale.
I think it's the last of the numbered movies. I think we'll still get way too many Star Wars movies still. But I think that the closest anything will get to this movie chronologically, I don't know.
But what I'm saying is I don't think this will be a finale for the current characters in Star Wars. This may be a finale to the Skywalker. Oh,
like you think saga. We're going to see like Rey and Finn, Poe.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. There's a chance that Episode 9 is not going to be a finale for this trilogy with these characters, but a finale for the Skywalker saga. Like that story's going to end, but they're going to end 9 to be, these characters are going to continue on.
So you think we'll get an episode 10, 11, 12, but they'll market it as like episodes 10, 11, and 12 are about the New Bloods or something like that. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that.
I don't know either. They could.
I still don't even know how I'm going to feel about this trilogy. I can't think, like, you know what I mean? Like I don't know. I'm like stressed out about this trilogy. I don't even want to think about a potential next trilogy.
I don't know how they'll do it. There's a part of me that kind of hopes that they don't do like another like trilogy in that way and like make more movies. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, that's the format that Star Wars has always been in the movie sense. So that may be you just went to the dark side.
Well, because like my built-in webcam on my laptop, it doesn't have any like brightness settings because it's just like a built-in webcam, and so it's like it's really dark, and I thought maybe white balance and fix it. I don't
know. So yeah, I really don't know. I think. Do you think the next thing we're gonna see about Episode 9 actually like an actual either trailer or announcement is gonna be at Celebration, or do you think they're gonna do it earlier?
When is Celebration? March.
Yeah, March of 2019. I don't think we see anything this year.
We don't see anything before that. Definitely not before that. I think we maybe get like a bare bones like teaser trailer, like the one that we got
for
like
the
teaser
Awakens.
For the trailer. Like it was the trailer for the trailer for the trailer for Force Awakens. We get that again, I think.
Okay. My mind.
And it's Rey. It's Rey standing. You only see from like the neck up of Rey. And she's looking intently. Screen goes black. You hear a lightsaber ignite, and it's Rey built her new lightsaber.
So is question for you: is Luke going to be a Force ghost for the entirety of this movie?
Okay, so let's put this into perspective because let's go back real quick to the original trilogy. Let's think about Obi-Wan Kenobi's Force ghost. He wasn't in the movie that much in Empire or Jedi.
Mm-mm.
He was in, I think, maybe, what was it, 3 scenes in Empire? He was in, like, you will go to the Dagobah system. And then he was in the scene with, he is too old. And then, which I don't even think he made a physical appearance. I think it was just his voice.
He did.
And then when he leaves in the there is that boy was our only hope. And no, there is another. So
yeah.
I could be missing maybe 1 scene of Obi-Wan, but he was only in 3 and physically there for only 2. And then Jedi, he was there for a couple because he's there when Yoda dies.
Hmm.
and then he's at the end, obviously with with Anakin and Yoda. I don't think Luke's going to be a Force ghost for much more than Obi-Wan was a Force ghost in the original trilogy.
Well, so
And I just want to brace myself. I don't want to just assume Luke Skywalker is going to be in this movie a lot. I think he's going to be there. Definitely, obviously, it's confirmed. But I want to temper myself, and it's like it's not going to be a Luke Skywalker movie. You know what I mean?
So here's what I wonder: is he going to materialize as a Force ghost in our plane of existence, or are we going to see some kind of scene that maybe has to do with Rey, where she goes to like a different plane space, kind of like in Stranger Things,
Kind of like a thing that I can't tell you about.
Yeah. So
there's please just finish Rebels, please. Please. There's like a thing. There's a thing that I don't want to spoil for you, but there's a thing.
So are we going to see something like that? And that could is there going to be a scene where Rey is tapping into the Force and goes to this different plane where Luke is at? And hell, maybe even Anakin. Like, I still hope we see Hayden Christensen in this movie, kind of. Like, I hope that there's something there.
Don't tease me. Oh, I'm so upset.
I'm just going to pull out all the stops for this movie.
I'm so upset because it's not going to happen. Because there's a thing. I need to tell you this thing that happens in Rebels. But I don't want to ruin it for you because when I saw it, I my mind was blown. There's a way for that. There's a way for what you're saying to happen because it happened in Rebels. I'm going
to find a stop.
I'm going to leave it at that.
I think when I finish the quote unquote first season of Clone Wars, like I think I'm going to stop at the ending episode of the Ryloth arc, and then I'll try and catch up on Rebels as much as I can, as much as Disney will allow me to. So I don't know. That's kind of where my mind is going.
I really, really like that idea, and it would make sense because it was kind of set up that ability exists in Rebels, but you don't need to use the Rebels characters to do it. And I think that if it had to involve the characters from Rebels, I think that would cancel it out because, like I said, I don't think they would use Rebels characters. But I think that makes sense because I think there was a similar thing. There was something that happened in one of the animated series that then later happened in one of the movies. I don't remember what it was.
It wasn't the thing with Qui-Gon, was it? Because I remember there was a scene in Clone Wars where Qui-Gon had materialized in a different.
Well, that was retroactively. That was like Revenge of the Sith came out, and then Clone Wars came out, explaining something that happened in Revenge of the Sith.
Oh, okay.
There was something else though. Maybe it was. I think it was another Rebels thing where. I think it was like a Force ability. I don't remember. There was something. But even like, there's a scene where Kanan gets shot out of an airlock, and he's in space without a suit on, and he lives and then uses the Force to get back inside. And then that kind of happened with Leia in Last Jedi. So that's not the example I'm thinking of, but that's like another example. But I really like that idea. I really like it. I hope that is something that they actually could kind of do and tie in with Rebels without it being a direct kind of Rebel. You know what I mean? Like, I would know it's a Rebels nod, but your casual fan would just be like, oh, that's weird and new and cool.
Yeah.
I like that. I think it's going to be more simple than that.
Well, because what makes me even think about that more is the introduction of the very weird scene that they had in The Last Jedi with the cave scene. Like, that was as far as film and as far as like a visual place they went, was not something we've seen before. It was a very weird place. And then it had the trick where she, did the thing where she snapped and it was all the copies of her. Like, the perspective thing was different. We hadn't seen before. So it makes me wonder if they'll do some sort of different weird, I can't think of the actual word, but like a scene or something. Like, the best analog I have is the Stranger Things when she goes into her mind, and it's that complete black area with
when
white
she's in the deprivation tank and okay, I like it.
Yeah,
I think it's gonna be more straightforward. I think Luke's just gonna be a Force ghost. I think he's gonna show up once to see Rey. He's going to show up to antagonize Kylo like a poltergeist. I hope, at least. And then I think he's going to show up again when Rey needs him the most. I think that he's going to get three scenes in the movie.
I'm excited to see what Rey's lightsaber is going to be.
Me too, because there's so much speculation. Everyone's assuming she's going to make like a staff saber. I don't think that's. I think she needs to have a normal lightsaber.
Yeah,
you can have like a double-bladed lightsaber like Maul. I think that's fine, but I don't think having an actual staff lightsaber. I think it's just a little too.
Yeah, the Pike sabers. The only ones that have them are the guards, the Royal Jedi guards, right? As far as I know in the canon, the only ones who have actual like pike.
As far as I know, yeah. I'm trying to think because I know like the in Last Jedi they had like the blades with the like red electrical kind of going through them, but those aren't really lightsabers. But that's the only other thing similar.
It just makes me wonder if they're gonna. So like all the sabers we've had, because obviously the prequel trilogy they took basis from the original for the lightsaber hilts that they had. I mean, apart from Obi-Wan's and Qui-Gon's, because we hadn't seen those before. So it makes me wonder if she's going to create something new, or if she's going to do like what Luke did and base his second lightsaber off of Obi-Wan's. You know, like I don't think she'll make a Graph-like saber because like we've seen that plenty of times.
Well, the other thing too is like, at what point are you just changing things to change things? You know what I mean? Like we have lightsabers. Like I'm fine with new types of lightsabers. We've seen a bunch. We've seen Mauls. We've seen Ventress's. We've seen
Kylo's.
We've seen. I love Kylo's now. Like at first I was like, that's a little weird, but like we've already had a crazy radical new lightsaber design in the new trilogy. I kind of just personally just kind of hope it's just a normal lightsaber. I'm not gonna be like mad. I'm not gonna get like. I'm not gonna revolt over it if she does make some kind of crazy like stave like saber like a fine. But I do kind of personally just hope it's just a normal kind of lightsaber.
Yeah, I could agree with that. I hope it. I'm with you. I hope it's not something weird like a pike or like a spear or something like that.
Yeah, I just don't know if I like that aesthetic for a saber. And it's like, how long is the blade going to be? This big? You know what I mean? Because it's so long already.
Staff, and then it's like a Shoto saber size is basically what it is. That's not what a Shoto saber size is, but a Shoto is like.
That's what I'm saying. It's like it's already like so it's not going to be a real lightsaber if you do that. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. We'll see. I wonder. Never mind. I'm going to hold on to that thought. Maybe we'll talk about it next episode. But yeah. So that's all I really had to talk about this week. Did you have anything else you want to talk about before we wrap up?
No, not really. Going back to audiobooks though, like I know on Audible there is the audiobooks for the Force Unleashed series, and I'm kind of curious if that might be something that would be interesting to jump into, because like it kind of makes me want to go back. Well, at least I'd actually never finished Force Unleashed 2. So that may be something. Yeah.
Dude, you could beat the whole game in like 3.5 hours.
Oh, I know. The only
copy I love it, but it's super short.
Well, the only copy I have is on PS3, and I don't have a PS3 anymore.
It was a Game of Gold on it. Oh, you don't have an Xbox.
Yeah, exactly. So I can see if it's cheap on Steam because I have the.
You could honestly probably beat it the night that you like come over my house before we go away.
Yeah, but it's that story is super cool, and I wonder if it would be as cool as an audiobook production.
See, but the thing too is that I love Sam Witwer, and it's like if it's not Sam Witwer, that's the thing. Like he does the voice.
That's if he does the voice, then that may give me
I doubt it. If he did, I'm totally in. But if it's not Sam Witwer, I don't know. I'd rather just play the game, I think. I do want to. There should be an audiobook for it for Darth Plagueis, because I know that's technically Legends now, but
there is.
There's nothing that actually disproves anything. It's just not official. You know what I mean? Like they said, like Legends are kind of sort of maybe canon unless they're disproven, and then whatever new thing disproves it, like that's just, you know what I mean. So I like to pretend that Darth Plagueis is still like semi-canon, because it came out so close to the, you know, the Legends split. Anyways, I think it came out like.
I mean,
he is, but I mean like the story.
The story. Oh, like the kind of what we're talking about Grievous, how there is a Legend story of him and a canon version. Right. I got you.
Yeah, no, I mean clearly he was, you know, name dropped in episode 3, so like he himself is canon, but I would still like to think that book is like semi-canon, where it's like until they do something with Darth Plagueis, I'm just going to pretend that is canon. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like that's one of the few things that I just kind of there's no real need to decanonize it because it's so cut and dry. So I want to see if there's an audiobook for that.
I think so.
But yeah, so I'll work on alliances, and hopefully we'll
power through. Because I mean, the big, I will say the middle of it is kind of rough. Not rough, but it's like oof. But as soon as it starts to pick up, it picks up.
Yeah, like I said, I've been. Excuse me, I'm yawning. It's late here. Been busy at work, and then at home I've been doing video game review stuff, so I just haven't really had the chance. So maybe this week I'll turn it on and just try to get through it. I'm more than halfway through the book, so it's not like I have a lot left. So I'll try. I'll see if I can get through it. But yeah, so I think that's gonna do it for Hello There, episode 15. Thank you for listening. I know we've kind of been spotty these past couple weeks. Like I said, I've been really, really busy. But we do appreciate, your patronage. And if you want to check us out on Twitter, I am at Anthony Palm. Nate is at Sixtix17. That's SYCSTIX17. If you want to know the story behind that Twitter handle, go back in. I don't remember what episode it was. It was an episode of one of my other podcasts. It's a PlayStation podcast where Nate actually comes on that episode and tells us about it.
It's quite humorous.
Yeah, it's definitely a tale. Or you can email us at hellotherepodcast@gmail.com. Let us know if you want us to talk about anything specific on the show. Thank you all for listening. May the force be with you all. You are a bold one, General Kenobi.
So uncivilized.
I got it wrong again. General Kenobi, you are a bold one.
General Kenobi! I was like, what are you going to give me here? I was like, I don't know what to say.
I totally forgot.